Hello. Let's paste this. Okay. I'll give it a couple seconds. Hello. Today we are live with the Hair Hotline, just like we are every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. This Thursday, we are going to be talking about hair thinning versus breakage, or breakage versus hair thinning, whichever one you want to put first. So, now, back a couple months ago, we did a live about, I did a live about hair thinning and how to know if your hair is thinning and how to prevent it from thinning. So now we're going to talk about what's the difference between whether your hair is thinning or whether you have hair breakage. Okay, so hair breakage is going to come in small little pieces. So they can be they could be 1 inch pieces. They can be really fine pieces. And then hair thinning or just your hair shedding is going to be about the length of your hair. So however long your hair is, whether it's curly or wavy or straight, however long your hair is stretched out, that's going to be shedding. Okay. If you see, you should be losing about 60 to 100 strands a day. If you are losing more than that, give or take, within reason. But if you are losing big clumps and big handfuls, that means that your hair is thinning, and there could be a number of reasons why your hair is thinning. So you want to go back to our live when we were talking about hair thinning and things that cause it and how to look out for it. But breakage is going to be small pieces or even half strands of hair. Okay. Anytime you see that, that means that your hair is breaking off. Now, your hair can be breaking off for a number of different reasons. It could be breaking off because you have split ends and you haven't gotten your ends trimmed on a normal basis like you should. It can also mean that you are causing some unnecessary damage to your hair. So maybe you are blow drying too rough, combing your hair too rough. Maybe while your hair is wet, you are putting it in a ponytail too tight. Things like that can cause hair breakage, which cause those small strands, like I said. Okay. Now, hair thinning can be caused for a number of different reasons. I'll give you a few. It can be a hormonal imbalance that causes your hair to start thinning out, and those strands of hair will be long, around the same length of your hair. And you'll also see maybe a little white piece at the top of each hair strand. That could be your hair thinning, or your hair is coming out. So like I said, it could be for a number of different reasons. Hormonal imbalance. It can be that you are pulling the hair too tight. It can be that you are just losing hair for hereditary reasons, things like that. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to, when you comb your hair every day, how much hair is actually coming out in that comb as you are manipulating that hair. Now, hair breakage can also happen from color if you have done a chemical treatment. So chemical treatments include color, perms, relaxers, the hair texturizers, Brazilian blowouts, all those different things that are high on the pH scale and that make a difference in the chemical structure of the hair. Those things can cause breakage also, because they cause the hair to dry out a little bit more, and maybe a lack of moisture is there. So those things can cause hair breakage. So make sure you're really paying attention to how much hair comes out as you comb your hair every day. Remember, you should be losing about 60 to 100 strands of hair a day, give or take. Anything more than that, you want to pay attention to for a couple weeks. If it is consistent, you need to go see your stylist, and maybe they can help you out with why those hair strands are coming out, or why your hair is breaking off. Okay, so today we're just going to be real quick talking about breakage versus hair thinning. Don't forget to go back through to our live previously, where we talked about hair thinning and reasons why your hair would be thinning, and ways that you can prevent your hair from thinning out. Those may also be reasons that you can prevent your hair from breaking off. Okay. So if you go to our YouTube at the Hair Hotline, you're able to see all our videos, and all you have to do is look for the one that talks about hair thinning. So if that is all, I don't have any questions today. I will see you all next Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for Live with the Hair Hotline. Thank you. Oh, I have a question. How long should you go without clipping your ends? So it honestly depends on your. Sorry about that. It honestly depends on your hair length. So if you have really short hair, you want to go a little bit more often. So around every 4 to 6 weeks. If you have medium length hair, that means from anywhere from the top of the neck or middle of the neck, bottom of the neck to like the shoulders. You want to go every about 6 to 8 weeks. You may even be able to push it to 9 or 10 weeks, depending on what your stylist tells you and how well you're taking care of your hair. Anything past the shoulders, you can go every 8 to 10 or 10 to 12 weeks, depending on what you and your stylist talk about. So that's a good question about how often you should be getting your ends trimmed. You always want to clear getting your ends trimmed with your stylist. And I always recommend, please do not trim your ends at home yourself with a regular pair of scissors. Your stylist has a professional pair of shears that are specifically designed to cut hair. Sometimes when you cut hair with scissors or with shears that are not professional grade, they can bend the hair and cause more split ends and more breakage. So you want to make sure that you go to a professional stylist and get those ends trimmed. The other question is, how about men getting their hair cut that are thinning? So that is a great question. So normally men thin because of heredity, wearing baseball hats, or maybe they did chemical processes to their hair. Tons of times that causes the hair to not break off but fall out. Men with shorter hair, if you are experiencing thinning, if your hair has just started to thin, you can try manipulating the scalp and massaging it to get that hair to grow back. But getting the hair cut will all depend on what your barber or your stylist recommends to hide that or mask that. Men should also be sleeping on a silk pillowcase. I know some men don't prefer to be sleeping on silk, but just like women, men should be sleeping on silk pillowcases. That can be a way to prevent the hair from thinning out and falling out prematurely. You can also put something on your head at night. It does not have do-rags. I know that typically for African American men, they wear do-rags. Those are not the best form of fabric for the hair. So you want to find something just like women, that's silk, that will keep the moisture in and make sure that the hair is not getting tangled in those in those fibers. Your hair is not getting tangled in those fibers. You should be getting your hair cut as often as you see necessary, unless you have longer hair. So if you have longer hair, the same goes for women. Every 4 to 6 weeks, from about the bottom of the neck up is 4 to 6 weeks. Anywhere from the bottom of the neck to mid neck, all the way down to the shoulders, is every 6 to 8 weeks, depending. You may be able to push it to 9 or 10 weeks. And the same thing goes every 10 to 12 weeks for longer hair for men. The same applies. If you have shorter length hair where you're just getting it cut with the clippers, that would just depend on you and how often you feel like you need to get your hair cut. But if you're noticing thinning, like I said earlier, those are ways that you can prevent that hair from thinning. Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining. We'll see you all next Thursday again. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we are live with the Hair Hotline. Thank you. Oh, here we go. Another question. What if you have breakage in the middle of your hair, but the surrounding hair is long? Then you need to cut that hair in the middle. You need to make sure that you talk to your stylist about ways that you can mask it. But what I'll do is I'll send you a message after this, and we can I can help you kind of get styles and clip those ends and make sure that those those hairs that are surrounding are stay just as healthy as the hair that you want to cut in the middle. Okay, thank you all so much. We'll see you guys again next Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye-bye. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media. Talk to you soon.